Hey, my beautiful friends. So I wanted to come on here because I got a downloaded message the other day and I showed you guys a picture of the star card and I said reading upcoming. Well, it was kind of like energy reading that I got. So as I connect with you guys and my collective, the ones that follow me and resonate with my energy, or if you're new to my channel, welcome. What I was picking up here, and I often go through these experiences and I get the channel messages as I'm going through the experiences, and then I know that it's going to happen for the collective, or you guys may resonate with it. But if you were aligned with this message and you resonate with my energy, I'm just coming on here to tell you to prepare for your emotions to kick it up a notch. Okay, your level, I'm getting a ringing in my left ear right now. Your level of sensitivity is about to go through the roof, okay? And this is gonna be a bit challenging at first, is what I was getting here, but it's because you're raising in frequency and because of everything happening in the universe right now. It's actually meant for you to learn how to trust your intuition, okay? Without any need for validation or evidence that what you're feeling intuitively is right, okay? It's really a test of your intuition and illusion. And what I was getting here is that there will be people in your, surroundings, people that you come across or engage with out when you leave the house that really could trigger or hit a nerve, okay? And this is allowing you to learn how to be an observer to things that don't make you feel good. And we've been through this before if you've been following me for a while. But this time it feels like the barrier between being able to brush something off and just feeling it, like really feeling it, to the point where if you're out in public and you hear a song that is a little bit sad, you're going to burst into tears, okay? And so these are things that your sensitivity is learning how to trust its intuition, trust what's being projected onto it, okay? And I feel like it's releasing a lot of pain, a lot of trauma. So if it does come up for you and you have been experiencing this, or you feel like something is a little bit stuck, usually you feel a little bit stuck and then out of nowhere your level of sensitivity is going to be through the roof, okay? And it's going to seem challenging for a little while. And it may not last forever. People may go through it quicker than others. But if this does happen to you, just know that after you experience this, and once you learn how to just observe things that really upset you, instead of breaking out in tears or lashing out at somebody that struck a nerve with you, just kind of take a deep breath, and it's almost like your spirit steps out of your body for a second. You have an out-of-body experience, and you're kind of like, okay, I'm going to observe the situation that's not making me feel good. This is not my energy. This is something else, or this is something that's part of my past that I am no longer a part of anymore, and so it's time for me to release it. It's time for me to observe it, know how it makes me feel, know that's not how I really feel on the inside, so why am I going to let that get to me? And allow it to pass through you instead of sit within you or project onto you and become some sort of a blockage, okay? So it's teaching you how to trust your intuition. It's teaching you what are illusions. What is my intuition telling me and what is an illusion, okay? Instead of the illusion attaching onto you and then it messing up what you already know to be true. We go through these challenges all the time, okay? Our intuition's on point. We're getting the signs and synchronicities. We're watching tarot readings. We're getting the messages out in the universe. The microwave says 11:11. Okay, everything's right in the world. And then all of a sudden, bam, you hit a wall. And you're like crying. You're like, what was I thinking? I'm crazy. I'm delusional. No. Okay, these things are projections. These things are fears. These things are things that try to limit us. These things are part of the matrix. Now, you're being gifted the opportunity, like a test, where all of the barriers are going to be removed. Your sensitivity level is going to go through the roof, okay? It's teaching you how to balance. Okay, I'm seeing the Justice card here. It's teaching you how to balance. And as you navigate through this, and as you learn how to, associate with what's an illusion and how to be an observer, and when you become an observer, you learn to trust your intuition. You're able to navigate through these situations. So it's your sensitivity, being heightened. It's kind of like, let's just say for feminines, it's like kind of when you are emotional when you're on your period, but it's going to be more than that. And it's going to be like, well, I'm not on my period. Why am I emotional? What is going on here? And you're learning how to navigate through your emotions. You're learning how to maintain balance between your masculine and feminine energy. You're learning how to disassociate yourself with things that annoy you, but observe them, okay? And allow them to project right through you and past you instead of project onto you. And so you're becoming the star. You're becoming more enlightened. You're becoming the North Star. You're navigating your internal compass, okay? So you are the star. You're also being a guide for others, okay? But with that, you're aligning with more of a higher frequency, right? And so all of those beautiful things that you want, love, abundance, those things are on a higher frequency. So when you learn how to do this, when you learn how to navigate your emotions, and it's okay if it doesn't go the way that you want it to, but when you acknowledge it and you're like, wait a minute, I wasn't supposed to freak out on that person back there. I was supposed to allow it to, go through me and know that it's not me, and really learn how to trust my intuition with, I know that something else better out there is meant for me. I know this is not my energy, okay? And you start aligning with the things that are meant for you. And I'm also seeing here that you are going to go through this moment when you make it through this, okay? It's like you reach that checkpoint and you're like, okay, I can do this. And you start doing things. Things are going to be so much easier for you. Things that would have challenged you in the past, that would have really struck a nerve or left you in the bathroom at work in tears, you're going to be like, okay, whatever. People are going to be like shocked. They're going to be like, okay, normally they would have freaked out, but they're fine. And what you're doing is your vibration is raising, okay? So it's like all of the, I just heard bumpers. It's almost like bumpers, like all of these things that you were being protected from in the past. You've made it to a point where you can handle these things. I know you can. Spirit knows you can. Your angels, your guides know you can, okay? And I go through it sometimes before you guys because I feel like I'm meant to be like a guide to let you know, hey, this is on the way. You can do it. And this is how you can navigate through it, because this is how I learned. And it was trial and error, because I didn't just, go through it like I'd been through it before. I actually have to experience it. I have to start to pick up what is an illusion and what is being projected onto me and what's my intuition telling me. And the times where I felt like I was delusional and I would get upset, once I experienced that and I released it and I thought about it, I was like, no, that's not me. That was something that was a part of my past that I don't fear anymore. Why is this coming up? Because I'm learning how to navigate through it. I'm not being, coddled by my angels anymore, because my frequency is raising, and now I can do this on my own. I can do these challenges on my own. I can go through these experiences on my own, okay? And with that, when you start to raise your vibration and you really just stay in your own energy, you stay in your own lane, okay? And you follow your intuition and remove the illusions, because you're pinpointing what the illusions are, you become the star, okay? You become the star. You become the force that's following your internal compass, and it's leading you to things that are part of your soul. And it's helping you keep your frequency higher, and it's not to say that you won't be challenged. And we're not perfect. We're having this human experience for a reason, right? But my point is you will start to be in a higher vibration most of the time, okay? And you start to learn how to pick up on these things when they happen to you, especially when they're coming from other sources, okay? And it's just a tool and a guide to keep you on the right path. So you're being guided, okay? And things are going to get a lot easier for you. You start to, once you go through this, and it will be a bit of a roller coaster, it'll be a little bit of a challenge, it'll have some getting used to, you're going to be able to balance your emotions a lot easier than you would than having them coddled or baby bumpered, as I was getting channeled to me. And it's something to be excited about. So expect smooth sailing after that, okay? It's coming up for a reason. It's happening for a reason, because you're being given more access to your higher self. And with that comes more light, okay? So stay grounded as much as possible. Learn what's an illusion. Learn what's being projected. Trust your intuition, okay? Your intuition is going to be your internal compass, okay? Allow these things to pass through you, because it's putting you on a whole new timeline. One where you're going to be up there in that frequency with all these things that you're trying to manifest. So it just takes courage, okay? I was seeing the strength card underneath the star card. So it takes courage to really trust your intuition. It takes courage not to really give somebody, a piece of your mind when they test you, okay? It takes more courage not to do that than it does to just mouth off and, let their energy project onto you, and then you become in their energy, right? It pulls you down. And then you're kind of, upset at yourself, like, why did I do that? Like, what does it matter to me that they're in a bad mood and they projected it onto me? Well, this is especially for people that struggle with, their temper a little bit, or being emotional, like over emotional. So it's going to navigate you on how to not burst into tears, and I'm not saying like over things happy, but over things that are, like, why was I crying over that? Maybe you needed a good cry, but it'll help you navigate through things like, I have no reason to be upset anymore. I'm not in that situation I was anymore. Things are only getting better for me, and it's allowing energy to move through you as well. So when you do have the moments where, you unleash it in some way, it was meant to happen that way, so you can acknowledge it, so you can move forward in a different direction and handle it in a better situation, in a better way for the next time. But it also released something inside of you. So it's almost like it was waiting, that little ticking time bomb was waiting to go off, so you can be like, okay, this was Golden was talking about. Now I don't have to do that again, because something released inside of me, because I'm acknowledging it, and now I can move forward in a different energy. So that's really what I'm getting here, you guys. It's going to be so much better for you once you really work with this energy, okay? But like I said, you're going to notice, because you may not notice, like I said, until something actually happens, but your emotions and everything and your sensitivity are about to go through the roof. So it's like they're removing the barriers that would have protected you in the past, and it's kind of like, I don't know, not throwing you to the wolves, but it's going to put you in experiences where normally you would be like, why is this upsetting me? And you'll know why, okay? It's because you're getting access to a whole new frequency, one that is going to be a lot easier once you can navigate that energy. And really, things are going to just start happening so much easier, and you're going to see things coming in, because there's not blockages. Blockages are energy blockages, things that would have, been ways that we would have blocked ourselves in the past. Well, those things are being removed, so we can learn how to unblock ourselves and really raise our frequency. So that's the energy that I'm getting here. You are the star. You are the internal compass. You are the light. You are also a guide to others, because they're going to look at you and be like, wow, I want to be more like that, and I want to be like calm. The more calm, it's teaching you to be calm, okay? If you see all those videos on how to manifest and how to, keep a positive energy and how to be more enlightened, how to pull in new higher frequency, it's to be calm through all situations. And so your sensitivity is raising for a reason, because the barriers are being removed, and it's testing how calm you can really be, okay? So that's the energy that I'm getting, and I was just coming on here to be a guide, to let you know that if you haven't experienced it yet, it's probably coming, okay? So I hope this gave you some help and some guidance on how to get through that and to look forward to what comes after. And also with Mercury retrograde coming up, that could be a time that it happens, because things kind of slow down, and that's when things feel like they're not going your direction. But the point is, Mercury retrograde is coming in to teach you lessons and do you a favor, right? It's not to speed things up, but it's to slow things down and help you pinpoint places where you have blockages in any area of your life. So it's best to just flow with it backwards or forward, whichever way it's going, okay? So the better you communicate with yourself, the better you trust your own communication, your own internal compass, is the way that you can really get through that, and through this Mercury retrograde coming up. And then after that, it's just going to be like coasting. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Bye.